Hey guys, happy Monday. I'm just checking in my personal YouTube account really quick to see if this worked because I haven't done the whole scheduling streaming thing very often. So I'm waiting to see if I'm live. I think I am. I think. Oh, there's a huge delay. There we go. Happy Monday, you guys. Hi, Robbie. So I scheduled today because I'm a little earlier than normal. So I thought when I realized I was going to go a little earlier, I was like, I better schedule this as soon as possible. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Beth. Hi, Rebecca. How are you guys? Did you have a good weekend? I'm going to be doing a basic star today, you guys. I have Rosie also lined up. I was planning to do Rosie, but I don't know. I found that ribbon last week at that estate sale that I told you about, and I just am really motivated to try to make something with it. So we're going to save Rosie for tomorrow. Hey, Susan. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Barb. You're live and a bit early, Barb said. Yep, I am a bit early, but thank you for verifying that I'm live. I wasn't really sure. Like, I wanted to, so those of you guys who watched last week when Kennedy went, I wanted to try to figure out the issue with when she went live. She had scheduled a stream, but it made like a whole new stream. So I wanted to kind of figure it out on my end and figure out, can we schedule and be on the right stream? I hope I am. Hey, Nancy. Hi, Christy. Yes, way early. Oh, yes, Beth said live chat, all messages reminder. Thank you for that. I actually remembered to set that before I started, so I hope I didn't miss Georgianne on Friday. I had scrolled back through and didn't see her, but I went the whole time Friday without changing to live chat. Hi, Carol. Hey, Nancy T. Those ribbons are pretty, Nancy said. Robin said, looks like ribbon. Yep, you guys, so this was pieces of ribbon that I got in that estate sale. I told you about it last week. Some of the ribbon is like this, just already off the roll. Which, by the way, man, this takes up a lot less space storage-wise, taking it off the roll. The roll is so much wasted space. But anyway, this is really pretty. And then all this gold, we're going to be covered in glitter by the end of today, you guys. It's already all over the place. So I already started cutting this is going to be my accent color. I already started cutting that. The green's going to be my main color, but this one is iffy with as far as the amount, so I want to be careful when I get this prepared. So I'm going to start by cutting the piece to wrap around. That way I know I have a piece long enough for that, and I'm going to go like, I really want to make this stretch. So I might cut it just a little shy even because I know I can cover the top. This edge is throwing me off, you guys. So the lady who owned all this ribbon made floral arrangements. You can tell by the way that was cut. That was definitely cut for a bow, and it maybe was even a bow at some point. Maybe she took it apart. Okay, so this will be my band, and I need to make this stretch. So I need 32 pieces to do a 4-layer basic star, but I do plan to cut them in half lengthwise. So I need to get 16 out of this. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be able to get 16, but it might be close. Carol said live chat. Yes, guys, for anybody just joining in, make sure you change to live chat if you want to make sure that you see all comments. I got to make this stretch, you guys. So my first 4 pieces of each side, of each half of the ornament, are the ones that need to be the longest. And then the second 4 pieces, I guess I should say 8, but I'm cutting these in half, I can get away with going a little shorter. Okay, so there's my first 4/8 pieces for side 1. We'll go a little shorter for the second 4. 1, 2. I realize I might be a little off camera. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna make it. We got enough. So that's side one. I'm not saying it isn't gonna be close, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna make it. 1, 2. So I got all these rolls and these remnants for like a couple dollars. I was pretty excited. I hope I didn't speak too soon, you guys. 1, we're going a little short here. 2, this ribbon was meant to be an ornament. Unless I miscounted along the way. How much would that suck? Get all the way to the end and be short a piece. That's it. That's what's left over. That was lucky. Okie dokie. So side 1, side 2, I'll set that aside. There's my band. I'm glad I cut the band first. Let me back up a little bit. Linda said, good afternoon. Hope you had a good weekend. Hey, Linda. Kimberly said, love that ribbon. Pretty. E. Elliott said, good afternoon. Shirley said, hi, everyone. Hey, Shirley. Hey, Karen. Hi, Dara. Christy said, am I seeing things? I'm seeing color in the gold ribbon. You're probably seeing reflection from... This is... Wow, that is bright, you guys. Hang on, let me... I think I got my light up a little too much. So there are like big flecks of sequin or like sequiny kind of stuff in here along with the glitter. So that is some bold shimmery ribbon. I feel like what you're seeing in the camera is even more bright and crazy looking than it looks in person. Okay. Oh, let me cut these in half. So on these pieces, because of how busy it already is, I'm gonna fold the edges on these, but I think with the green, I might keep the gold edges showing since it's kind of a more plain ribbon. We'll play with that when we get there. But what I mean is this, I'm gonna do this first fold just to kind of not show that edge. Helena said, hello, Stacy and everyone sending hearts. Thank you so much. Hey, Nadia. Robbie said it's going to be beautiful when you're done. I hope so, Robbie, but I saw it and I was like, it looks like it's just beautiful. And I was just I'm so excited, you guys, when I find stuff like this in a yard sale or a thrift store. I love finding treasures. Hey, Susan. Susan said, just finished my jasmine pattern, which is not perfect, but I am happy and proud of it. That's awesome, Susan. They're never absolutely perfect. Look at all the glitter just flying around. Hi, Sherry. I'm going to try my best, you guys, to keep up in the comments today. I feel like lately I'm getting way behind. Barb said, is the green damask? Am I saying that word right? It's pretty. I don't really know exactly what that means. Is that a print? Is that the print that's on it? Maybe. You can tell me what you think. Hi, Becky. Hey, Leslie. Leslie said, hi, everyone. I'm assuming you meant at work, so just listening today. Oh, yep, I see it down below. I'm still at work, so just listening. I'm early today, you guys. I do have something to do tonight, so I wanted to make sure that I got on here early enough to where I wasn't rushing. Dana said, good afternoon all. I'm working with ribbon today too. Got red, white, and blue vibes going today. Dana, I've been feeling some red, white, and blue lately too. We're going to start working in some red, white, and blue in these live streams. Hi, Debbie. I'm going to be covered in glitter. But even though this is super glittery and messy, it's really like bendable. It's softer than you would think it was. Sometimes if you get these super heavily glittered ribbons, they're also like crunchy, but this isn't. It's really nice. Becky said, watching while we're looking at campers. Nice. You're looking at like buying a camper? Rebecca said, just finished a halo star variation with red, white, and blue fabrics. Need to still add some bling. I'm going to be covered in glitter by the end of this, and it's going to be in my hair and on my face and everywhere. I cleaned in my craft room yesterday a lot, and man, it feels good to have things getting organized. Along with what we've been doing down in the shop, getting organized down there, it's like a weight lifting off my shoulders, I gotta say. It's making me feel more creative. When you have like stuff bogging you down, I mean, even if it's like physical clutter can bog down your mind, you know what I mean? So I'm feeling very uplifted from getting things decluttered and cleaned out and organized. Okay, layer 1. I'm trying to brush this to the side here and make a pile. We'll see how well that works. All right, let's go to the green. Now I do want to use my good scissors to cut down the center. This is more like fabric-y. So I'm not going to fold over on these, I don't think. But I still want to take out the wire just to make it easier. But yeah, I'm not going to do the fold over. I think I'm going to incorporate the edge. Christy said, I was planning on cutting a pattern so that I could ornament with you, but you started early. I'll cut fabric to use tomorrow. I am sorry, Christy. I had a feeling I was going to throw some of you guys off by going early. Peggy said, I used to be a greeting card merchandiser. All that glitter brings back memories. Wow, this is almost hard to tell which side is what. I wonder if it matters. I'll try my best. It might not matter because we're going to be so blinded by the gold glitter. We won't be able to see anything else. This is a really pretty green. It's like it's not a bright Christmas green. It's like but it's still very like a rich color. It's not super dark. Christy said, my issue is staying organized. I'll get the room all cleaned up and then I go and I make a new mess. That is the issue. I'm trying really hard as I clean and organize. I'm trying to be realistic about like the functionality, basically. A lot of times when I'm cleaning or organizing, I like set unrealistic expectations for putting things away, thinking I'm going to keep up with that. And I was trying to like really think about that. What's the stuff I grab the most? What's the stuff that kind of needs to be accessible? So we'll see. I might have to tweak it over time and stuff, but I feel like I'm doing pretty good. This room is doing a lot. It's not a huge room, but it's my office, photography studio, live streaming studio, and craft room. So it's pretty crowded. And one of the problems I was having too is just bumping into things. So I sort of spread some stuff out. Like I kind of gave myself a little more room with the photography area. I hate doing that because I hate to waste space. But yeah, just trying to be realistic about what I use and the space that I need. Hey Louise. Dana said, finally ordered pins from Wawak. They arrived 2 days early. I'm now the proud owner of 4 pounds of straight pins. I've been laughing ever since. It's awesome. Dana, you'll use them. You will use them. In fact, you might be surprised at how fast they go. I literally can't tell one side from the next. Of course, my phone is suddenly going crazy right when I'm on here. Let me turn the sound off. I need to back this back a little bit. Debbie said Stacy's the bling queen today. Yeah, I'm not gonna have a choice. I'm gonna step out into the sun after this and blind people. Nancy said looks like a forest green. Yeah, it is. It's like a pine. That's what kind of what I was thinking before, but a vibrant pine or forest green. Robbie said, if I don't see something in my craft room, I won't use it. Exactly. So lately I've been organizing and compressing my fabric, so folding differently and storing so I don't forget I have it. That is literally the problem. And if you like think you're going to always put it all away and put it back perfectly every time, that's what I meant by like the unrealistic expectations. So, or remembering that you even have it when you do put it neatly and nicely back. So I can already see the glitter like on like through my eye, like looking down, I can see it in my cheek and stuff. Oh, someone's yelling outside. I hope that's not coming through. I think it's just a kid yelling. Turn that around. Oh, Peggy said damask is a type of fabric usually used for tablecloths and drapes. And am I saying that right? You guys, guess what I got over the weekend? Guess what I bought from my neighbor? I bought her sewing machine and embroidery machine that I told you about. And man, am I excited. I cannot wait to try to learn to sew. She gave me a great deal. And she ended up throwing in other things that she'd bought to go with it. And that was all extra that I didn't plan on. So, oh, I see Robbie saying I can't hear anything. Did we lose sound, you guys? Let me know if you can hear me. I'm still seeing that I sound on my side. Oh, Robbie must hear me now because I see that you said you're so happy for me. Thank you. Yeah, I am excited. So it has the embroidery part, but I really want to learn how to sew also. So that's the bonus. And she kept it perfect. It's in perfect condition. There's not one single mark, scratch, anything on it. She barely used it. And she gave me some extras that she had bought to go with it as well that I didn't expect, like a magnetic hoop and stuff. And also she had printed out the manual and put it all into a binder in every single page in a plastic sheet. So, I mean, it's just, I'm so excited. I can't wait to start playing with it. Damask. Peggy said the accent's on the first syllable. Damask. Let me back up because I got a little behind. Christy said, I have so many supplies for making ornaments. I have a craft room and a bling room. I still can't keep the rooms cleaned. Christy, that was you with the pink big toolbox, right? That room, I think that was you. I think you're the Christy that had that. Debbie said, I made 5 Easter bunny ornaments, 1 aqua, 3 purples, 1 in soft pink, and fuchsia. So adorable. That's awesome, Debbie. Dana said, I absolutely love glittery ribbon on these ornaments, and that green fabric is elegant green. I think so too. It is elegant. And it feels nice too. It's very fabric-y. Oh, that wasn't you, Christy? Oh, that's right. You had the lockers. Okay. I knew you had something. The lockers were awesome. What a cool find. I love stuff like that. Hi, Dubravka. Beth said, congrats, you will have fun with the embroiderer. Oh, and thank you guys. I see that some of you were telling me that you could hear me. Thank you for that. Nancy said, when I did so, I loved it. I was a little overwhelmed to try to start, especially when I first decided to buy that machine, because then I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing, it probably does so many things that I can't even imagine that it does right now. So I watched a couple more videos on the machine itself, and I was feeling really overwhelmed. But then I just started watching some basic sewing videos on YouTube over the weekend. And I feel a little less overwhelmed just knowing that I just kind of need to get started with a basic thing, like starting to stitch something with some scrap fabric and just kind of getting a feel for it. So I'm more excited than overwhelmed now, I think. But definitely can't wait to do some embroidery for these ornaments. I loved when I did it before, and this thing looks like it's going to be much easier to use than the one that I used to have. It's I like how this green is toning down the glitter, so it's still super blingy and super bright. Let me see. That might be a little easier on the eyes. That might be hard for you guys to look at. But I feel like even though it's still super bright, that the green is kind of reining in a little bit, like containing the chaos. Leslie said, taking a break from work stuff, wanted to comment. Craft rooms should have open shelving and clear boxes, otherwise you will not use the stuff. Yeah, I agree, Leslie. I totally agree. Just some way of being able to see things. Because honestly, just cleaning out got me motivated to do stuff. When it's all hidden away, I'm not feeling as motivated to use all of these things. This whole thing kind of got started last week at some point when I was starting to put all my beads into those little canisters, the little OG tins. And those I'm putting up on a magnet board, and so I can see all the beads from the front. And I feel like that is what got the ball rolling. Debbie said, no sound loss. How exciting for you buying your sewing machine. What brand of sewing machine? It's a Bernette. So she said that was like an offshoot of Bernina, I guess probably the Berninas are like the top of the line. I'm not ready for that. So I got the Bernette B79, and it's the Yaya Han edition. So it's like really pretty. It's got purple. Not that that would have been the most important thing, but she gave me an amazing deal on it. And I did watch some videos and stuff on it ahead of time. And I was like, okay, so it'll do the embroidery. It's definitely a step up from the old embroidery machine that I had. But then for me to learn how to sew on, I think it'll really take me pretty far. Robbie said, you're fine. I have a B79, so I use it every day. Mostly piecing. I have a separate machine for embroidery, but it's nice to have the option with two. A good starter machine. That's what I was hoping, Robbie, that it would be like a decent, a more than decent starter machine, and I think it'll carry me pretty far. And then maybe one day I'll need to upgrade. But I think this is going to take me pretty far, being such a beginner. Dana said, well, right now my phone and car are both smarter than I am, so you're not alone. Carol said, congrats on your new toy. I hope this doesn't mean that we'll never see you again. No, not at all. In fact, you're going to see some embroidery. I'll be probably making embroidery so that I can put them on an ornament with you guys. When I did embroidery before, and this was years ago, some of my oldest YouTube videos had some embroidery stuff, but all I had was like little itty bitty pieces, which I still, for the ornament, you still need small ones, but we have cubes now. We didn't used to have cubes, and we have the large hemi, so I feel like I have a little more space on the ornaments to add some embroidery. Dubravka said, I purchased my first pattern, the flurry. I can't wait to start it. That's a great choice, Dubravka. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you. I hope you love it. And the flurry is a really pretty one. Christy said, my car is smarter than me too. If I remember right, the salesman said it had over 300 little computers. That's so crazy. Trying to keep the line straight here. Hey, Patty. We're covered in glitter today, Patty. My line here is just a little wonky. Hopefully that won't be as noticeable once we get a couple more layers on. Or maybe people will just be so blinded by the glitter they won't notice. Peggy said, I just got a new car last year. And then it cut off. I can't wait to hear what it is. Dubravka said, what is the name of this pattern? So right now I'm just doing the basic star pattern, but I'm doing it with ribbon, which I think you were here last week for the ribbon one too, Dubravka. I think you were here for the one that I did. It might have been the first one you watched. So it's the basic star pattern, which is here on YouTube, but a little different than what that video shows because I'm doing it with ribbon. Carol said, you're going to have so much fun personalizing everything. I know. I can't wait. I'm so excited. In case I haven't said that enough times. CJ said, good afternoon, OGs. Been here a few minutes having hearing some awesome news about a new toy. Yes. She told me about that machine last month and it might have even been a little over a month ago when I first, this is the lady who lives on the next street who I'm renting the garage from for storage of all of our foam. And she had told me about this machine then, and it went into my brain and I kind of tucked it away and I kept thinking on it, but the little thought just kept growing and growing. And then we've been talking about embroidery and personalizing and sewing and all that. And the thought just kept getting bigger and bigger. And then over, let's see, Saturday, was it Friday or Saturday? I sent her a message and I was like, I'm really thinking about that machine. And then that was when she was like, well, I can do it. I can give it to you for this much. And I was like, I don't think I could pass that up. Peggy said, I sat in the parking lot for 20 minutes trying to figure out how to drive it. Peggy, what kind of car is it? So it's a smart car, clearly. I need to fix that. This one underneath. So this one was a little wonky, or whatever one it was, this one. But I'm having a hard time ignoring that double gold line because it's the only one out of all those lines that isn't straight. I gotta fix it. Hopefully I can. Just kind of untucking it a little bit. Try to get this overlapped a little better. That is much better. Hey, Tammy. Dubrovka said, yes, I was. I have tons of ribbon that I can put to good use. I love doing these with ribbon. We've talked about that, but it is a great way to use all this ribbon, and they're just so pretty. Very, very rich looking, lots of texture. This one's got lots of texture. CJ said, I hope you eventually are able to create some embroidery files that we could include in the OG verse. Now that's an idea, CJ. I feel like that's probably a long ways away, but I love it. I love that idea. Thank you, Phil. Phil said, so excited for you on the machine. Hi, Georgianne. Georgianne said, good afternoon. I'm just getting home. If you were on Friday, Georgianne, I'm so sorry because I forgot to change my chat on Friday for the entire time until the end. Oh, Ford Escape. Peggy said, a Ford Escape, everything is on a screen and takes 6 clicks to do what one push of a button used to do. Too much work for this old brain. You know what, though? I think those are really good cars. My sister had one of those, and she said out of all the vehicles that she's had over her life that was one of the best cars that she had had. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Christy said, it was hard for me to get used to pushing a button to start the car. My Grand Highlander has no spot for a key. That's how my Jeep is. I have a little Jeep Wrangler, but it's a 2021 and it has the push button and no spot for a key. And that is hard to get used to. Thank you for the hearts. Shirley said beautiful. Thank you, Shirley. You guys, thank you so much for spending your time with me while I make these ornaments. I hope that it inspires you. My center star is maybe a little wonky, but I think it's hard to tell. I hope. Debbie said, love my Ford Escape. Smaller SUV, but plenty for me. I feel the same about, like, I have a hard time driving bigger vehicles. I like the smaller SUVs. I have a older Jeep Cherokee that I use for the meetup with Julia and stuff, because I needed something with space, and even that is almost a little too big for me. And it's not even the biggest. Some of those SUVs are so big. Peggy said mine has a button start also. It does take some getting used to. I'm always afraid too that I'm gonna like leave my keys or something. I don't know why, because of the fact that you don't have it. And I try to remind myself to always make sure I have my key in my purse before I get out and lock the doors, stuff like that. When you have the key to take out, it's easy because it's in your hand. Oh, Georgianne said, no, I wasn't home. I was at a funeral for the deputy who passed away after helping with the wildfire. Oh, wow. There must have been over 150 law enforcement there. It was at my church. Oh, wow, Georgianne. That's sad. I love that you went to that. Dubravka said, when we bought our new Nissan SUV, I sat in our driveway for hours and practiced with all the buttons. I know the feeling. Christy said, my sister and I will go to places and I'll get out and she'll stay in the car. She'll yell at me to leave the key fob in the car. That's right, because suddenly you can't do anything. Okay, let me do a little glitter cleanup. I mean, I could probably like scoop this into a little bowl or something and make a glitter ornament with it. There's so much. My clean craft room is not going to be clean anymore. Robbie said, thank you for spending time with us and being so generous. Thank you, Robbie. Beth said, Stacy, I didn't know that you're a Jeep girl. I have a purple 2017 Wrangler Rubicon. I love it. That's awesome. Purple? So was that one of their colors that year, or did you get like a custom color? And yeah, I always wanted a Jeep for like my whole life, and finally got one. Well, I got one a couple years ago and I ended up trading it in because it wasn't the one. It was a bigger one, and it was also orange. Which wasn't my preference, but when I bought it, it was right after COVID and there was none. There was like no new cars on the lots. You guys remember that? And I paid too much for it and everything, but I ended up trading it in and getting a good trade-in on it. And so that's when I bought the old Jeep Cherokee, because I still needed something with space, and I downgraded a lot on the Jeep Cherokee. It was still nice, but it was much older and just, you know, didn't have all the bells and whistles and stuff that the old Jeep had. But then about a year later, I bought a 2-door little soft top Jeep Wrangler. And that's the one. That was the one that I was waiting for. So I have a feeling I'm going to have it for a long time because I do really, really love it. Alice said, sparkles everywhere. I know. Oh, I miss Tammy. Tammy said, I drive my 2014 Wrangler most of the time. It still has a key. I gave my son the 2018 Cherokee to drive because it has a push button. I drove it today, parked, got out, and forgot to turn it off. It's weird. It's so weird to get used to. Madeline said, thank you for sharing. Thanks for being here, Madeline. Suzanne said, hi, everyone. I have a Jeep as well. Keyless. Wow, we have lots of Jeep girls here. Keyless, your key is your key fob and will work in the dash. Just remove the bottom. Oh, okay. Dana said, I have a, hang on, let me move my mouse out of the way. I have a Mini and the wipers automatically come on in the rain. I didn't know that at first. I thought it was possessed. How do you like driving the Mini? That's pretty cool. Ugh, I ended up doing the same thing again. I got my gold line not as simple as I wanted it to be. Christy said, if I try to leave the car and the key is still inside, my car yells at me. Is that what happens? Does it like beep at you? Because I haven't done it yet, but I worry about it. Suzanne said my key fob needed a battery and the dealer told him what to do. Okay, I didn't know that. That's cool. Tammy said, I love these ribbons, but you're going to have to glitter everywhere. I know. I can see it out of the corner of my eye, like on my face. Helena said, I was wondering if you were planning on making an ornament with the doggy's bandana still, or are you passing on that project? No, I still want to do it. I've been thinking about it. In fact, the basket, I feel like it's been moving around my room. And I just today put it back up on the shelf, but I still want to. I should make that a priority. I have a couple of things lined up. I've got the Rudolph ornament for Suzanne. I've got those sitting there, even though I don't know what I'm going to make with it yet. I've got Rosie, and I wanted to try to squeeze in at least one more Easter egg this week. I was hoping to do the Dresden egg with you guys this week. And it's probably going to be me the whole week this week because Kennedy's on vacation, and Sarah is going to start next week, I believe, on Wednesdays. Nancy said, I used to have a full-size pickup truck. I gave it to my daughter. She loves the big trucks to drive. I have a Toyota 4Runner now. That is my favorite pickup truck, Nancy. I love those. My husband had one of those. It's smaller than the truck and took me a while to get used to. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He had a Tacoma. I love the 4Runners too. I got them mixed up in my head. I love the 4Runners too. That is a nice looking SUV. They're pretty decent size. Becky said, I have a Ford Maverick pickup and I love it. Carol said, but at least your craft room will sparkle. It's gonna sparkle. Beth said it was one of Jeep's colors for 2017. Available only in the Rubicon and the Backcountry models. It's called Extreme Purple. I also had a 2013 Rubicon in Gecko Green. Loved it too. I need to look up that purple. I don't see a lot of purple Jeeps. Mine is Sarge Green. And the interior is tan. I really loved that look. The only thing I would like to change one day is the soft top is black, and I think I would like it to be tan. But that's one of those like one day maybes. Not really a necessity. Tammy said the true Jeep owner question is, what is your Jeep's name? Mine is Tommy. He's silver 25th anniversary present with blue trim. You know what? So I have not decided on a name for my new green Jeep, my newer green Jeep. I keep calling it Sarge, but that's so lazy because it's Sarge Green. But that's what keeps coming to my mind because it's literally Army Green. But my other Jeep is Cherry because it's like a dark cherry red. And this is so dorky, but my daughter said it was Cherry Key, so we call it the Cherry Key. So that one, even though it's dorky, it's totally stuck. But I'm still deciding on the green one. Which it doesn't make any sense why we would have named the red Cherokee and not the green Wrangler. Because the Wrangler's the one with all the personality. Christy said, Nancy, my prior car was a Toyota 4Runner. I had it for 17 years with no issue except for the paint. 2005 was a crappy year for the reddish paint. I repainted almost every part. But man, cars sure were built better back then. Christy said, Becky, my sister has a Maverick and loves hers as well. Almost done side one, you guys. I'm happy with it. I think this is pretty fantastic for being a yard sale find. Peggy said, isn't it funny the tangents that we go off on? At least cars aren't scary like snakes and spiders. I know. Or blood. Sometimes these conversations have gone in some crazy directions. Dana said, I haven't named my Mini, but my new water heater's name is Priscilla. What would you call a Mini? Yeah, I don't know. I can't even figure out a name for my Jeep. Elena said, yes, you can't lock your keys in your car. Okay. So they make it so that if your keys are in, it won't lock. Is that what you're saying? Because I literally am afraid of that every time I get out of my car. I have to check. I will have my key fob in the purse, zipped up. I know it's in there, and yet before I get out, I still have to like dig through my purse and make sure that it's there. Because I'm so afraid of locking my keys in the car, or like accidentally leaving them out of my purse and locking them in the car. Tammy said, Sarge works though. Tommy is because of the color scheme, reminds me of the song Pinball Wizard. So it's Tammy and Tommy. That's so cute. Christy said, if the keys are inside and I try to lock it, it beeps at me. This is good to know. So I can stop having anxiety about worrying about locking my keys in the car. Okay, 2 more. Wow, guys, we already have been on for almost 50 minutes. That went fast. I just dropped a pin, or I just flung a pin by accident and it went up into my keyboard. Here we go. Debbie said all kinds of videos and for any other brand as well. Are we talking about the sewing machines? Christy said, have somebody sit inside the car, leave the keys inside and try to lock it. If it locks, at least someone's inside to unlock it and then you'll know. That's a good idea. Peggy said, mine won't lock with the fob inside. It beeps and the lights flash. It's like the net coming down on poor Mike in Monsters, Inc. I haven't seen that movie in a while. I need to watch that one. Our dog, before the dogs I have now, my German Shepherd mutt that we had, my son was really little when we got him, and so we let him name him, and he named him Sully after Monsters, Inc., because at the time, that was one of his favorites. Okay, that's side one. You guys, in the camera, what I'm seeing is like very super flashy, almost yellow gold. It's not so yellow in person. So I'm going to have to try really hard to get good pictures of this one so that you guys that are on my email list can see kind of maybe a more true to color version. Hopefully, if I can even do that. Because I feel like it's just not showing true. Back to the glitter layer. Becky said, my truck's name is Little Blue and my hubby's F-150 is Big Blue. Yes, they're both blue. Oh, I love that. Barb said, my 2008 Impala's name is Roxy. Her license plate number starts with RXC. She's old, but she's amazing. Before I finally got that orange Jeep, I was driving a 2001 Mustang that I had bought for $5,000. I had bought that right after my husband died because the car that I had died. So I bought this actually from one of his friends who was selling it, and so he gave me a really good deal. And I drove that thing, and it's still sitting in the OG parking lot, rotting away. I need to do something with it, but man, I love that car. I just loved it. I finally had to get something else that was more reliable because I just kept getting stranded. But I feel like it could be fixed up and go a lot longer because it's a Ford. I think it's got about 150,000 miles on it, so it's not like it's done, but there was things wrong with it. And it also was small, being a Ford Mustang. So it was time to get something bigger, and that, of course, was right after COVID. And pickings were slim. Patty said, my 2021 Chevy Equinox barks at me if I leave the keys inside. I learned that the embarrassing way. Nancy T said, years ago, I was on my way to work and I stopped at a mailbox to mail bills. I left my car running, closed the door, and guess what? It was locked. I was only a small ways from my house, so I had to run. Oh no, Nancy. Run home to get my spare key. That's such a bummer. Helena said, yes, it will not lock. It beeps at you until you take your keys out. I hope mine does that. It sounds like it probably does. It's a 2021. I'm sure it's not. It's probably similar to what you guys are describing. Tammy said, I was watching Weird Ohio videos and I didn't get the notification until I reloaded. I'm working on a teal and purple Love Struck that my son requested. Teal and purple. Love that color combination. Nancy said, I won't repeat some of the names that I've called some of my vehicles. Carol said, that ornament is coming out gorgeous. It's amazing how ribbon versus fabric changes the look and feel so much. It really is. Carol, I would like to do a watermelon one similar to that one in that picture that you sent. The basic star with all the layer, the pink and then the green on the outside. I was thinking about that over the weekend. Christy said, my 4Runner could have run another 17 years. I was tired of repainting it. I loved that car and get a little teary-eyed when I traded it in. I know how that feels. That's how I feel about my Mustang. I mean, it was stranding me. It was too small to be able to like cart my ornament stuff when I was meeting Julia. But man, did I love that car. It came to me in the right time. It was cheap for what it was. I got a great deal and it just was there for me. It's funny how you can get attached to things like that. I need to figure out what to do with it though, because it's just sitting there rotting away. And I'm torn between like keeping it and maybe fixing it up or just selling it. I wouldn't get much for it. I do love my Jeep, so it's kind of like silly to hang on to the Mustang. Tammy said, if you have a local tech school, check with them. A lot of times they'll take car donations for their automotive department. It's a tax write-off for you. That's a good idea. Especially considering that selling it, I wouldn't get much for it. Suzanne said, my Jeep is a 2019 and you can set it up to not lock the driver's door when you get out, but it'll lock all the other doors. Has saved me plenty of times. I didn't know you could do that. You know what? I'm sure there's a lot of, just like this new sewing machine, all the things you can do with the computerized stuff. Probably more than I could even imagine. Karen said, I drive my daughter's 2008 Trailblazer. It has over 330,000 miles on it. That's incredible. I love that. Carol said, yay. Yes. I hope you don't mind if I copy your idea, Carol. I thought that was so cute. I have a couple of watermelon themed just ornaments that we've done in the club. Like we did the Slice of Summer. And then, of course, we have our upcoming angel. I've done watermelon colors before, but I really loved that, like leaving the middle more pink like that and putting the seeds all around. I thought that was just adorable. I want to add that to my collection. Tammy said, I loved that watermelon basic star. It was beautiful, Carol. Nancy said, I think that the 4Runner will be my last vehicle. I don't drive much, so it should last me. I think it probably would, unless there was something, majorly wrong with it. But Toyotas generally can go and go and go. Christy said if your local high school has an auto class, they might take it as well. Yeah, I'd have to find out. I know there is a tech school not too far away. Becky said, I locked my keys and phone in my truck while on my trip, and my hubby was able to unlock it from Texas using the Ford Key Pass on his phone. Whoa, I didn't know that existed. That's awesome. Hey, Crystal. Crystal said, I've never even thought to cut the ribbon in half to make less waste. Yes. And I didn't even talk about that today, did I? I'm not sure if I did or not. Maybe I did in the very beginning. But with the extra wide ribbon like this, and this ribbon is the probably close to 2.5 inch wide size. Sometimes I'll cut them a little bit longer to give me a little more reach, but then what that saves by cutting in half is worth it. So I will sometimes cut them just a little bit more than 3 inches long, but that gives me this extra reach down the side. But again, it's worth it because you get twice as much use out of the pieces. Carol said, OMG, like I never copied yours. Like they say, it's the biggest form of flattery, and thank you, Tammy. Debbie said, Stacy, I'm not sure that you're seeing my messages here in the live chat. I've typed one message 4 times in regards to your sewing machine for help for you, and you read all above and below, but not any of mine. Let me make sure I'm still on live chat. I see this one, Debbie. I'm scrolling back up. I did see the one where you said all kinds of videos and for any other brand as well, and I read that one. And I was questioning if that was about the sewing machine. But I think that's the only ones I saw. I'm still in live chat, Debbie. Is anybody else seeing any messages from Debbie that I missed? Great. Don't tell me that if you switch to live chat, then some of the top chat ones go away. I was hoping with live chat you could see everyone. Peggy said, I know what you mean about all the stuff on the sewing machine. I just got a top of the line Viking, and it would probably do my laundry if I could find the right button. So one of the videos I watched on YouTube about like beginning sewing, the girl said, you might not like this, but you're going to have to iron. You have to iron. And I iron very little, you guys. The only iron I own is that little mini iron that I've used on some of these videos. So I guess I'm going to have to maybe buy an iron if I start sewing. And you know what? I've never had an iron that I liked, like very much. It seems like they've all been crummy. Does anybody know of a good iron? Like that will actually press out creases? Tammy said, Peggy, now that would be a selling point for me. I hate doing laundry. You know what's funny? I like doing laundry. It really doesn't bother me. I hate doing dishes though. If it did the dishes, that would be a selling point for me. But who knows, you guys? We might all have like Rosie the robot soon, like the Jetsons doing our dishes. Was it Rosie? Was her name Rosie in that show? I think it was. Suzanne said, gotta run to the bank. I'll watch the replay. Have a great day, everyone. You too, Suzanne. Tammy said, bye, Suzanne. Debbie said, my choice in live chat is top messages or all messages, and I am on all messages. My choice is live and top. Is it? Let me see. Yeah, live and top, and I've got it in live. And I did see these messages, Debbie. I just didn't see the other ones that you're talking about. Tammy said, I like my cheap Black & Decker. I would not mind getting a cheap one. I don't want to buy an iron, but I will if I have to. I just would like it to work. It could be user error, you guys. I don't like ironing. I have always hated ironing, even though I like doing laundry, but I don't like ironing. Christy said, I use plain water when I iron to get out the creases. Trade you, Stacy. I'll do your dishes and you wrap my angel heads. That is a really good deal. I would 100% take that deal. Louis said, yes, Rosie on the Jetsons. Oh, Tammy said, yep, Rosie the robot. Right now I have my son doing the laundry while he looks for a job. That's a good thing to do. I think the job market's a little tough right now from what I'm hearing. My daughter's boyfriend just came down to Florida from Georgia, and he's really struggling to find a job. He's going to work for a little bit in the shop, I think, temporarily. But he's been applying everywhere. Peggy said, yes, you will need an iron. And yes, it's hard to find a good one. I have a Chi that is pretty good. Chi, like, that makes the hair irons? It gets really hot, and I like that it stays on for 30 minutes at a time. Georgianne said, I see your messages, Debbie. I saw those last few. If you're still sending other messages that I'm not reading, then I don't know what is going on. Crystal said, no matter how smart my washer and dryer can get programmed, folding clothes for 7 people is a mountain that never gets smaller. Wow. Now that is a lot. I don't mind doing laundry because I'm only doing it for myself. So I can imagine that doing it for 7 people is not as fun. That's a big job. Peggy said, ironing when you sew is much different than ironing clothes. You're doing something that you like. That is what I'm hoping, Peggy. When I was watching those videos, I was like, that looks like fun. I want to get to sewing something. Kimberly said, I had to buy a new iron with an automatic shutoff after leaving my very old but serviceable one on for a day and a half. Old age is a struggle sometimes. Yeah, I think the automatic shutoff, I think I would like that feature too, because you guys know I can be a little ditzy sometimes, and I'm afraid I would leave it on as well. Oh, I see that comment, Debbie. Debbie said, secret to making your irons last is to not put any water in the iron. Get a spray bottle and put water in it. Water in irons causes them to rust out the water tank. Thank you for that tip. I think you or someone else had said that once before, but I forgot already. Probably because I wasn't seriously thinking of buying an iron at the time. I appreciate you repeating that tip. That's a good one. Georgianne said, I agree with Peggy about the difference in ironing. Tammy said, my son's been looking since September. Nobody wants to hire kids his age, it seems. How old is he, Tammy? You might have said that above and I forgot already or missed it. Dana said Amazon now sells a machine that folds clothes. Whoa. Nuh-uh. I mean, I don't know why I'm acting surprised. We all know that's coming, right? Wonders never cease, Dana said. Agreed. That just blows my mind, though. Isn't it kind of crazy, like, the world we're in? Stuff that seems so futuristic 20 years ago, 30 years ago. I mean, let's see. When the internet first... I think I was married when the internet started becoming a thing. And that was, like, crazy. You know, just that way of communicating felt so futuristic and crazy. And now it's, like, funny to think that, like, my kids never grew up without internet. But here we are, robots. Carol said, Crystal, it will get smaller and smaller, and then you'll miss these days, I think. Talking about that mountain of laundry. Christy said, when I started working from home in 2020, I stopped folding my laundry. My sister doesn't care if my t-shirt's wrinkled. I end up putting a lot of stuff directly on a hanger. I don't fold a lot of stuff. Like, there's some things that I fold and put away, like sweatshirts and stuff. I don't hang that up, but I tend to hang up a lot of stuff, and I find that much easier. It just comes right out of the dryer and straight to a hanger. Denise said, I love my gravity feed iron from Wawak. Lots of seam and great water reservoir. I got tired of buying Rowenta irons. They were great, but they're shorter lived and about the same cost as my Wawak iron. So Wawak being the same brand that we get the pins from? I'm assuming so, because how many Wawaks are there? I'll have to look on there. Tammy said, I bought the little Dritz mini iron like you have from Amazon. I plugged it in and it didn't work at all. Oh, that's a bummer. Crystal said, so true, Carol. I see it coming and I'm in denial. Aw. Peggy said the automatic shut off is a good thing, but most of them go off after only a few minutes. That's a pain. And yes, definitely use a spray bottle instead of water in the iron. Glitter, glitter, glitter. Tammy said, he's 21. My daughter's 23 and still looking for full-time employment, but at least she can substitute almost every day. She has a teaching license. Oh, that's good. I made a live. I can't remember your real name. I'm so sorry. Not another death that. I thought I wrote that down. Where's it at? I guess I didn't. Wait, was it Melissa? I think that I forgot to write it down, but I think I'm remembering. Tammy said, I met my husband in a chat room in 1995, the virtual Irish pub. Wow. So, let's see, 1995. Yeah, because the internet would have been like brand new, right? I ordered my pins waiting for delivery and gonna try a pattern. That's awesome. I'm glad to see you back. Phil said, I remember watching Dick Tracy cartoons, wishing that I could talk into a watch on my arm like he did. Guess they predicted the future. For real. Isn't that funny? The one thing from the Jetsons that would be awesome is to be able to just like push a button and have a meal pop into this little tube and you pull it out. That'd be cool. Somehow I doubt that's happening anytime soon. Chris said, good grief, that is gorgeous. Well, thank you. Yard sale ribbon, you guys. This thing is definitely going to sparkle under the lights, that's for sure. Patty said, best advice, Debbie. I will remember that. Denise said, yes, the same Wawak. They are also used by professionals. No auto shut off, but still my preference by a long shot. I will definitely check those out. Thanks, you guys, for telling me about your irons. Hey, Brian. Yes, Melissa. Okay. It suddenly popped into my head. I was looking on my list and I was like, I know that I asked you. Christina said, hi, OGs. Hi, Christina. Patty said, that is such a gorgeous, bright ornament. I'm going to try, you guys, to get a good picture of this and maybe put it in the Inspire emails, because I just really do feel like it's not looking... It's almost, this glitter is almost looking yellowy in the video feed that I can see. It's not quite so yellowy in person. It's definitely as bright and glittery. But I think the lights are just reflecting off of it so hard. Carol said, I never iron anything except for the wrinkles out of the fabric that I buy. My iron is old and it doesn't work well, so I put a wet towel on top of my fabric and I steam it through with my iron. That's a good idea, steaming it like that. Crystal said, I have a Utopia iron that has been a champ for me since 2013, and it's gentle enough to iron my silk kimono fabric, but makes crisp creases in my cotton. Utopia. I've never heard of that. I'll have to look at that too. Tammy said, we met in person April 1997, and we married October 1997. Meant to be. I want the flying car from the Jetsons. Now that I could imagine happening in the not so terribly distant future. Hi, Karen. Karen said hi to all. I love the ribbon ornaments. In January, I managed to get all in the sale. I can't wait to make them. I won't mind the glitter face. Does hairspray help to hold the glitter in place? I've never tried hairspray. I've seen people say they've used like a sealant or something. I've always worried about like matting down the glitter a little bit. I don't know if that would happen or not. I'm also a little bit afraid of it making things sticky, but I guess after it dried, it probably wouldn't. Once you're not working with it so much, I don't think that like the glitter's usually not so terrible. I mean, it's always going to fall off because it's glitter, but like it's extra bad right now because I'm just messing with it. That was it for the glitter layer. One more layer to go. I lost my spot. Oh, Carol said, I love the sound that it makes, so satisfying. It totally works to take those nasty wrinkles out. Yeah, the psst. Tammy said, I just looked. The Black & Decker iron that I've had for about 3 years, I got from Walmart, is currently $12.97. Works for me. You can't beat that price. Tammy said, I don't iron a lot. Like I said, I never iron other than that little itty bit of ironing that we do for like the Prairie Point pinwheel. Maybe if something's extra wrinkly, I will iron. And that's about it. I haven't owned an iron for clothes and I don't even know how long. But yeah, that might have to change. CJ said, it's fun just listening and answering like anyone can hear me trying to clean the house. You know, when I watched Kennedy's, I was like, because I'm not used to being on the other side of it and chatting instead of talking. And I wanted to keep trying to talk to her. It was hard to get used to not just talking out loud. Patty said, I love it, Stacy. Thanks, Patty. Dubravka said, I have to go for dinner. I will catch the rest later. Thank you. Have a good night, Dubravka. Enjoy your dinner. Chris said, I love sparkle. Me too. Tammy said, it's gorgeous, but the glitter would drive me insane. Yeah. It's going to drive me insane for the next 3 weeks because that's how long it's going to be probably kicking around this whole area. I was feeling more patient and in the mood for it today, but now I'll put it away. It'll probably be a while before I get it back out. And I still have a bunch of this. There was like multiple piles of it. There was only that little pile of the green, which was enough to do like pretty much exactly one ornament. I love this green. I wish there had been more of this. Christy said, Tammy, I only iron fabric if it's really wrinkly and those patterns that recommend the ironing. That's pretty much how I've been too. Crystal said the Jetson shower, that also styled your hair. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. Tammy said, aren't most of us of an age that we've done enough ozone damage with hairspray? Oh, I missed Denise. Denise said, hi, OGs. Looks like I'm late. Is that ribbon that you're using? Yes, it is. It is, Denise. It's ribbon that I got from a yard sale last week. Remember I was telling you guys about it? From a person who did like floral arrangements and stuff. So she had all kinds of ribbons and things that they were clearing out. I probably got 15 rolls of ribbon and then a couple of these like ones that were kind of wrapped up like this off the roll. For a couple dollars. Like I think she like gave me like, I think she said like $2 or $3 when she was adding up all the stuff that I was purchasing. I was like, you cannot beat that. Because some of these rolls of wide ribbon, you guys know, in Michael's and Hobby Lobby and stuff. I mean, I know they always have sales too, but a lot of them are starting out at like, if it's a big roll, they'll be like $15, $20 for a roll. And then they start marking it down 25% off, 50% off. But still, it seems like the cheapest you get it is like a couple dollars a roll. But this was a couple dollars for a big pile of it. Lots of rolls. Oh, take the wire out. We got 4 more to go. I gotta use my teeth. I can't get this one out. There we go. I got behind in the comments and it jumped up too far. I can't see where I left off. 1 second, guys. I just realized I'm wearing my elastic and it was way up my arm, cutting off my circulation. Linda said, did you ever say how wide the ribbon is? I believe that this was all probably 2.5 inch. Let me measure it really quick, but I'm pretty sure it's 2.5. Yeah, these were 2.5. Whenever I do the 2.5 inch wide ribbon, I cut it in half lengthwise to get twice as much usage out of it. They do also sometimes have 1.5 inch wide, and those ones I don't cut in half lengthwise because it's just not wide enough. Linda said, I only iron fabric to get the wrinkles out before cutting. Denise said, that's gorgeous. Thank you, Denise. Tammy said, when my daughter was in kindergarten, I used to iron her uniforms every night for the next day. By the time that my son started school 2 years later, I was over it. That's how it always is. Like with like the little baby books and stuff, the first one, you fill out everything. You got like 10 baby books, and then by the time you get down a couple kids in, I feel like with me and my siblings, it's like by the last one, because there was 5 of us. We're like, who are you? Georgianne said ironing is an important part of quilting if that's what you're thinking of doing. Yeah, I was thinking of starting, and I know it was you guys were suggesting this last week when we were talking about it. I think starting with like a small project that's not clothes and not a quilt, something small like I don't know, like a pillow, some kind of toweling, something like that. But I'm not sure what direction I want to go in. I would love to quilt, but I kind of am interested in other things too. I'm gonna just go slow and see where it takes me. I'm so excited though. Sherry said, when my daughter was little, she had a dress that had glitter on it. She wore it one time and there was a trail of glitter from the car all the way to her bedroom. Tammy said, my husband refers to glitter, yes, as the STD of the craft world. I've heard that one before. Nancy said, I sent my daughter a Christmas card once that had glitter on it. She was finding glitter for months in her house. She just said, thanks, Mom, very sarcastically. Yeah, it just never goes away. Carol said, I find that I'm talking to myself more and more. I'm turning into a mother and grandmother. They're probably laughing at me from heaven. You know what, Carol? I do the same thing. And I sit here and I blame it on I'm telling the dogs. I'm telling the dogs about what's going on. But I'm talking to myself. I know it. But I tell them everything. When you say it out loud, it helps you remember stuff. If I'm just thinking it in my head, it goes away really quick. But if I say it out loud, it helps me remember. Debbie said, wow, that ribbon ornament is gorgeous. Thanks, Debbie. CJ said, just an idea, but we're coming upon 100. That's right, number 100. We should have a drawing for an OG gift card. It would be a great celebration. I definitely wanted to do something special for it. I wasn't sure if maybe doing another giveaway of some kind. I like the idea of a gift card. I don't have a gift card thing on my website, but I would certainly do a credit, where somebody could just tell me what they wanted for that amount. Something. I guess I better get on it though, thinking about it, because what are we on now? 92 or 3? It's kind of hard to believe, isn't it? Okie dokie. Oh yeah, glitter everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the edges off and go for an all green. I was thinking I might even look at my trims. Something fancy around the edge might be pretty on top of the band. I did not do a good job cutting that, did I? Oh, I gotta remember too, I cut this a little short because I knew that I was gonna be close. So I can't, oh, no point on that. So I don't want to have too much overlap up here. I better give that an extra pin. Whoop. Nope, I need to pull that even further out. I cut that a little too short. I wasn't thinking about the width that my ribbon was going to actually add to the ball. Not thinking. You guys, I hope I can make this stretch. We might have to do an extra poofy bow up top. Pull it down like, maybe this will do it. Goodness, you guys, I cut that way too short. We're gonna make it work. I think this is gonna need a couple extra pins. All right, that is way too short, but we are gonna hide that, hopefully with some ribbon. Let me catch up on some comments because I got a little behind with focusing on that. Peggy said, I used to hate ironing my husband's BDUs when he was in the Air Force, all those pockets. When we were stationed in Turkey, you could get them made for about $7 a week, and she did them. Bliss. Wow. That is, it's a thing to iron those. Christy said, don't forget to give a thumbs up. Thank you, Christy. You guys, thank you for the thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Debbie said, Georgianne, I totally agree about ironing your fabric when quilting. Your finished project will reflect in a much better completed project. Pressing your seams and not having buckling in the seam. I will keep that in mind. That's what they said in that video that I watched. She said, you need to iron even if you hate it. Dana said, you know what you need, Stacy? A sidekick. You and Kennedy could be the new Carson and McMahon. My dogs are my sidekicks around here. They follow me around all over the place. Tammy said, I found a company called Sew What Box that has projects in a monthly box for sewing. I'm going to try it for a month or two. That sounds cool, Tammy. You'll have to let us know how that is. Kathy said, better late than never. That's right, Kathy. Kathy said, I talk to myself all the time. Hey, Terry. Hi, everyone. I'm a little late today. That's okay. Glad you're here. Carol said, thank goodness that your doggies can keep secrets, right? Peggy said, I love talking to my cat. He agrees with everything I say. That's right. They look at you like you're just the smartest, brightest, most creative genius person that they've ever seen. Tammy said, Peggy, my cat is very sassy. Whoop, it jumped on me. There we go. Christina said, oh, I'm late. That's pretty. I haven't done a ribbon ornament yet. Christina, you got to try it. Christy said April 9th should be 100 unless Stacy takes a day off. April 9th. Which day of the week is that? I need to look at my calendar. Tammy said, do any of you have gold garland trim that was in one of the Christmas Club kits not long ago? That might look nice. Oh, yeah. Or do you have any of? That would, I didn't think about that. I don't think I have any of that up here. But you know what I have in mind? You guys probably can't hear me when I turn around. I'm thinking of that gold filigree trim that we have used in a couple of kits. I don't know if we carry it in the shop anymore. We might. But I do not have any of it up here. I keep meaning to grab some. I do have this. I don't know. I almost wonder if maybe I shouldn't, because it's pretty, but also, like, I wonder if because the gold is so glittery already. I don't know. That's pretty. That's a hard one. It's almost like, do I simplify it and kind of tame it a little bit by leaving it off and letting the green be a little more solid there in the middle, or do I just go full bling? This gold trim is a really good match. What do you guys think? Gold trim, yay or nay? Hi, Martha. That's right, Martha, right? Yes, that's you. It's good to see you too. Kathy said your ornament is beautiful. I love those colors. Thanks, Kathy. Martha said that's beautiful. Thank you. Robbie said that's so pretty. Yes, Brian said a poofy bow will cover the gap. Oh, Martha said I'll watch from the start later on. Sorry, I had to jump on the warm weather and get out to the garden earlier. I do not blame you at all. Tammy said maybe a floral topper would cover it too. That's true. Oh, it's going so fast. Full bling I'm seeing. Let me get back up to Crystal. Crystal said, my new fabric from Hancock's yard sale is supplying a challenge my friends made to me. Make ornaments that match each Pride and Prejudice character. Challenge accepted. I would love to see what you do with that. A couple of my sisters are huge Pride and Prejudice fans. Melissa said, I love that you showed us mistakes and mismeasurements happen. I appreciate a creator that are real. Well, thank you. I try. It's funny because I kind of have been a perfectionist and I was nervous about making mistakes on these lives, but you guys have been so patient and I definitely appreciate it. It makes me feel better when I make mistakes. Kat said, love the green and gold. Beautiful ornament. Thank you. Martha said, oh no, it looks like I missed all sorts of juicy sewing and quilting talk. I know, you definitely need to go back and catch up. But you know what? You had a day in the garden. I think that was the right move. Christina said, oh, I will. Lord knows I have plenty of ribbon. Fixing to make a Mayfair right now. 3 more St. Patty's Day ones, and then I can move to Easter. Martha said, I love the gold cord. Full bling. Yes to the gold on the band, Carol said. Kathy said gold trim. Tony said, wow, I'm really late. You know what, Tony? I was really early. All right. From what I've seen, even though I haven't caught all the way up, I'm seeing a lot of you guys are saying yes to the trim. So we're just going to go for it. You guys, I might have to finish this on Finishing Friday. I started early so that I wouldn't be rushing, and we've been on a while. I didn't realize how late it got. I don't want to always push finishing these off onto Finishing Friday because I like, you know, when we go from start to finish and you can see the whole thing. Let me see what I can come up with in the next few minutes for a bow. I moved all my ribbon scraps to a bigger basket, you guys, because I was struggling. This thing is giant. But I want to try to do the same thing and keep going through. That looks funny on camera. I want to keep trying to use these up, though, because we have so much. So that works. That works. I thought I saw another one. Yep, right here. And green is really hard usually, you guys. Definitely need some gold. Yeah, that's pretty shiny. I've got a couple hanging here beside me that I thought if I couldn't find something in here that might work. Oh, that's red. I feel like I got lucky with that green because green is usually so difficult. Well, that one works too. Not you. Oh, you guys, it's the Daily Howl. Daily Howl. I'm going to lose my ornament if I'm not careful. I don't think I like this gold as much as the other one. It's too light. We need to stick with that blinginess. Let me see now what's on my rack. Gold trim. Jerry said, hi everyone, we are in College Station visiting family. I'm late but love the ribbon. I say bling, gold trim. Hi Jerry. Gold trim, full bling, gold trim, full bling. Wow, you guys, it's pretty unanimous, it seems like. CJ said, being military, everything had to be ironed. So glad I got out and he retired. I remember my husband ironing everything, even the camis. Just iron all the time. Georgianne said, Stacy, you are halfway there. You have an awesome eye for color and design. You know how to use a rotary cutter and ruler to cut fabric. You just need to learn a couple quilt block techniques. Thank you for the vote of confidence, Georgianne. I really appreciate that. I've been a little overwhelmed, like I said, but I'm starting to feel more excited than overwhelmed. So thank you for that. I will keep you guys updated on my journey. Tammy said, I like the gold trim with maybe a green bead in the center of each side. I like that idea too. Tony said that ornament is beautiful. Debbie said, yes for the gold trim. Karen said yes for the gold trim. You guys were definitely... Oh, we have one nay. We have one nay on the gold trim. Let the bow be blingy too instead, Crystal said. Tammy said, you help us figure out how to fix the mistakes. We appreciate that. Well, thanks, Tammy. I'm glad that you guys feel that way. Kathy said, you're a natural on YouTube. We are a laid-back group. Thank you, Kathy. And yes, you are. You guys are awesome. I was so scared for years to get on YouTube because I was like, man, I've seen some trolls on YouTube. And I was like, I'm scared to get on there. You guys have definitely made this way more fun than I ever expected it to be. I'm going to throw in a little bit of this green. And then we'll do a layer of that. And a layer of this gold. And we'll do a layer of this green. Are these the same? Oh, these are a little bit different. They're a little different, but they're not too terribly different. We're mixing it up. And maybe since I have plenty of this, I'll do 2 strips of that. We'll see what that looks like. I think that'll be pretty. And I have a skinny gold too. I might throw in, I don't know. Maybe we won't do that. We'll leave it with these and see how that looks. We can always add more to the next couple layers if it doesn't seem like enough. I really like this gold because it kind of matches the vibe, but I also am feeling like I don't know if I have enough of it. I wish I had something like velvety. That'd be cool. Martha said, I love that, such beauty. I'd hang a photo of the ribbon basket in the sewing room. That was like all, I told you guys about this already, but for those of you who didn't hear it, those were all the scraps from like, 20 years probably, but they were all over the place. And then as I've been cleaning out, I've been kind of like just putting everything kind of together and like really making an intention to use it, because I kept putting it aside and thinking, it's hard to, you guys know, it's hard to throw stuff away. It's hard to get rid of stuff, but I was never using it, and that's why it's built up like this. All the leftover bits and bobs. And so I am trying to challenge myself to actually use it. And what I'm finding so far from these last couple times that I've gotten it out and used it is that it's making the bows more interesting, I think, because I'm using more of a mixture. happened? I got askew here. At least it's easy to find the top since it's a mess up there. It's this one. He needs to come out like, oh no, he needs to come out like this. There we go. I wish I had more of this gold. All my other golds are a little bit more muted and I don't think they're really right. I think I have enough though for 2 more. Let's see. Six and a half. What do we have left? Oh, I think I can put 2 strips in the top bow of the gold. I think I have exactly 6 left. Yep. All right, perfect. So I only have a little bit left of this one. Maybe I'll save this for the top. Yeah, I'll save that for the top tier also. Oh, wait. Okay, those are both 6 and a half. With this being a little different, I think I'm gonna mix them in since it's just a slightly different shade. Put that there and I'll add that one to this one. I don't know if that's gonna make a difference, but they're just a little off. 6. We need 1 more for here. Oh, I forgot. We have this one on the rack. I think this will work, you guys. And 6. Okay. Let me catch up on some comments really quick. The less shiny gold, I think, CJ said. Kathy said, I hope someday that I have that much ribbon. It would be great. Oh my gosh, what a bundle of scrap ribbon, Christina said. It's like a basket full of snakes. Colorful, of course. Exactly. That's why I had to make it a bigger basket, because when I was messing with it all in that little shoebox that I had it in, it was not staying contained. It was like a disaster every single time. I was afraid to touch it. So I put it in that little box fit back here in my hutch, but I gave up on that. Back to the organization conversation we were having earlier. I gave up on that and I put it in that bigger basket, and I've got it on the shelf where I can just grab it. This has a little bit of tape stuck to the end of it, but I don't think you're going to see the tape. I needed to leave it on there because I need the length. But I think once I pin through the other side, I'll be pinning through the tape. Phil said hi to the puppies. Debbie said hi, puppies. Patty said that green you pulled first looks great. I think that was this one, right, Patty? I got a little behind. Tammy said, hey, Vigo and Ivy. Kathy said, hi, puppies. Barb said, hi, puppies. Carol said, holy moly, your ribbon basket is multiplying like bunnies. I know. I just found so much stuff between the shop and up here. Honestly, I am glad I kept it all over the years. Not knowing what I was going to do with it, but now I'm glad I kept it. I'm liking this so far. I think this is going to work really nice. Crystal said a satin gold would be nice contrast too. Yeah, it would. Something soft and delicate, yeah. Rebecca said, when I got together with my husband, I told him that I would not press his Navy uniforms. He needed to do them or send them out to be cleaned and pressed. You know what, Rebecca, when I married my husband and he was having to iron all his stuff, it never even came up. I think he was afraid for me to do it. I think he was afraid like I wouldn't do a good job, and they got in trouble, you know, if it wasn't pressed perfectly. I mean, like a wrinkle. So he didn't even ask me, and I sure am glad, because like, yeah, I don't think I could have done it to, I mean, he would spend an hour every night. Just the ironing board would be out in front of the TV and he'd be out there ironing. I have pictures of it. I'm thinking I don't need this last gold because I got a lot of ribbons here, and I think that'll be a little too much. Try to space out that one. Kathy said trolls would not last in this group. I think you're right. Rebecca said, love all your ornaments. You have inspired me more than you realize. I get excited when I see that you're live. Rebecca, thank you so much for saying that. I really appreciate that. And I am so happy to hear that. This, you guys, I know I've said it before, so I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but this has inspired me so much, like getting back into being excited about what has become a job. You know, it's just a fact. Doing ornaments is now has become more of a job, of course, because it's a business for me. But doing these lives is, I'm having so much fun. It reminds me of when I was first doing this, and it was about sitting down and making the ornaments more than what it has become. And I'm not trying to like complain about what it's become. I love it, but it is more of a job. It's a little more stressful sometimes trying to put together kits and stuff. But sitting down and just playing, this has been a real blessing. And getting to chat with you guys and hear your opinions and all that good stuff. Okay, I was struggling with that bow a little bit because I think I got too many ribbons in one bow, but you know what? We're making it work. That is pretty. I'm happy with that. Peggy said, try something small to start on your quilting journey. A table runner, placemats, or maybe a pillow. I agree with Georgianne. Oh, it jumped on me right in the middle of the comment. I agree with Georgianne. Where's it at? You would be a natural. Peggy, thank you. I will do that. I'll start with something small. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. It came out pretty, right? Robbie said organza would be pretty. I agree with that. You know, this is similar because it's sheer. It's a little bit of that organza vibe. I think the multiple textures in there is a good idea with how like rich this ornament is. Robbie said that's so pretty. Carol said the bow hides the little gap just perfectly. I'll never tell. I think it does. I was a little worried, you guys. I will admit it. I was like, man. And you know what's funny is this is what I had left. So actually, I thought I was being smart by cutting the band first to make sure I had enough. This would have been the exact perfect amount. Isn't that funny that this piece of ribbon that I got at a yard sale was the exact perfect amount to make an ornament? Martha said, Peggy, that was my intention for my first project, small, but I loved the block and I kept making them. Finished at a queen. Oh, wow. You did jump in with both feet. Kimberly said, I'm sorry, but did CJ say less shiny? I know. Tony said, last week I asked what size squares I needed to do a medium egg. Oh, it jumped again. And I think the rest of your comment is below. Martha said, really nice. I pressed send too soon. Anyway, I didn't make an error. I just needed to find some embellishments to put on it, and it was a medium. So I went ahead and I ordered a large. Thanks for all your help. Oh, you're welcome, Tony. You'll have to let us know how it goes. But I guess you're going to do on a large anyway. Maritza said, I ironed mine and husband's Navy uniforms. That's a lot of ironing. Robbie said, I love it. Maritza said, that's beautiful. Thanks, guys. Debbie said, I look forward to this peaceful pinning daily. This group is so loving, caring, and helpful. Hence, no trolls allowed. Debbie, well said. I agree. It is so loving, caring, and all the helpful hints, like, every day. Terry said it really popped when you added the next bow. I think so, too. It added a lot. The floofiness. Kat said, I'm looking forward to the April Birthstone Angel kit to go to the shop, and then I'll order April and Rosie. Awesome, Kat. We still have Rosie. I'm planning to make Rosie tomorrow, I believe, here on this live. Beth said that came out so pretty. Denise said it's perfect. Oh, yes. Tammy said, don't forget the hanger. I did forget the hanger. I did forget the hanger. Tammy, you know me so well. Brian said, wonderful ornament. Thank you, Brian. CJ said, only to enhance the glitter. Tammy said, Kat, Rosie was in the shop Friday, and then April will be on the 3rd. Yeah, the April birthstone one will be on April 3rd. Yep. And we still have Rosie. We still have some of her left. Okay. I am thinking we go with a gold, just gold beads. I have some little gold beads, but I think they might be too small. I think a crystal will just get lost. I need my gold diamond head pins, I think. Let me see. Where are my gold pins that I just found the other day, you guys? Here I am organizing and I can't find my gold pins. I'll do this one for now. If I find my gold pins, I might change this out. That was a lot. That was a lot to push through. Hanger, and then maybe one of these little itty bitty, we need gold pins for that, regular gold pins. Maybe one of these in the center. Isn't that what you suggested before, Tammy? A little gold in the center. Kat said, even though the ornament is green and gold, it's making me sing silver and gold. Leslie said, when's the April Angel coming out? It's coming out this Friday. Now, guys, we are actually closed this Friday. It's Good Friday this Friday. But as soon as we come back, any orders on Friday will be shipped as soon as we're back. But I'm still going to send the email out. And it'll probably be a light email since it's the holiday weekend. But I will include the April Diamond Angel. There might be one other thing. I can't remember. There might be one other thing for this week. But otherwise, it'll be a pretty light email. We'll just put that in the middle to kind of anchor it a little bit. I don't think we need much more than that because this is one blingy ornament. I might stick a couple gold pins around just to help hold this trim in place. I don't think you'll see the pins. Yep, just disappears right in there. There we go. I think we can call that done. What do you guys think? Kat said, Tammy, yes, I know. I'm waiting for the April birthstone to go in the shop so I can place one order. Just keeping fingers crossed that Rosie will still be there when April comes to the shop. Kat, obviously I can't promise that, but I think it will be. We still have a decent amount of them left. So I think that you're going to be okay. Tammy said, Kat, I told Cece and I was going to just add her to my checking account for the angels. Tammy said green in the center. I didn't even think about that. You know, I don't have a lot of good green. I've got that, and that's not right. Maybe the green crystal. It's not quite the right green, but I'll show you. I'll show you what it looks like, and then you can tell me what you think. But I'm not really sure. I think it's wrong. Might look different by itself. See how it's like a more of a Christmas green? And this, yeah, that's not going to be right. It's the wrong green. I don't have this green. I wish I had a crystal in this color. I'll see if I see anything else kicking around my office, then maybe I can update this. But I think for now we'll call it good. Carol said, another gorgeous ornament complete. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being here, Carol. As always. Tony said, I really need one of the April angels. I think you'll be fine, Tony. We have plenty of them coming out on Friday, and yeah, so Tammy said very blingy without too many more beads. Yeah, I agree that like adding more would have been too much, I think, at the points, because there's just already so much shine on this thing. Nancy also said green for the center. You guys, I have to look around for something better for green. Tony said my oldest daughter was born on the 8th. I gotcha. I think you're going to be okay because we do have plenty of them, like I was saying. Obviously, I can't always guarantee that, but we're also hoping to go back and remake the Birthstone Angels too in the future. So it wouldn't be one that was gone forever, even if it sold out really quick. But they usually take a couple days. So if you get in there on Friday, you should be good. Becky said, so pretty. Good night and blessings to all. You too, Becky. Louise said an aqua bead. It is more, you know what? I feel like it's this green is going more into blue. This is definitely more like going into yellow green. But I don't have something that's that shade. It's a weird green. A really pretty green, and I got lucky with the ribbon. That's for sure. Tammy said no, too light. Yeah. Patty said, I want to thank you to all of you ladies and gentlemen that said prayers for me. I wasn't watching the live on Friday because my sons and their family surprised me. Pizza Friday here at my house. That's an awesome surprise. Pizza. Sounds yummy. I haven't had pizza in a couple months, you guys. Peggy said, do you have any green pearl head pins? They tend to be darker. I don't have very many pearl head pins up here. I need to go, that's something I need to raid the shop for, because they have some mixed colors down there that I need to grab. Tammy said you almost need a forest green. I agree. Tammy also said that's so pretty. Thank you. Crystal said, I love it when the pins disappear. I wish it was easier to get the gold pins in the 17 size. Me too. And if you ever find a source, please let us know. That's one of those ongoing treasure hunts that we have. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I gotta go. I hate to just jump off suddenly, but I do have to go. I will be back tomorrow with Rosie. You guys, I hope you all have an awesome rest of your night, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with me, and happy ornamenting.